It's time to get jiggy with AR.
Okay, Fresh Prince. And I'll show you how to send some private messages, really private,
before we build up a city and burn it down.
It's time for iOS Today. iOS Today comes to you from Twit's LastPass Studios. You're focused on security, but are your employees? LastPass can ensure they are by making access and authentication seamless. Visit lastpass.com/twit to learn more.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
iOS Today is brought to you by Casper. Casper is a sleep brand that makes expertly designed products to help you get your best rest, one night at a time. Get $100 towards select mattresses by visiting casper.com/iOS Today and using the promo code iOS Today at checkout. Thanks for joining the group. You came in a little late on that one. Paul, Paul, you're a little late on that.
I know.
iOS Today time.
Mikah is back.
Hello. Welcome back. You feeling better?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. I have my wits about me.
Good. Well, we don't need that.
Well, that's
true.
true.
You physically. Your wits are kind of just added. Crazy.
It's nice to have them sometimes.
Is Mom here yet?
No.
Soon.
No. Yeah.
I think we should do a Micah's mom and Leo's mom segment.
I think that would be wonderful.
It would be really funny.
I know she's planning on coming to watch at least iOS Today.
Oh, good. Okay, that'd be great. Yeah.
She'll be here in studio.
Today, though, we're not going to do that. We could place your mom on a seat, though, through augmented reality.
Yes, because that is what we're playing with today.
This is the show where we cover everything iOS, iPad, iPhone, Apple Watch, Apple TV, even CarPlay. And today, how you can use your devices. And really, the iPhone is the king of AR, right? Because it has the depth sensing camera on the front and stuff like that. But the truth is, everything that Apple's done with AR so far and third parties have done with AR so far doesn't really require any special hardware so much, right?
It's pretty nice. So ARKit is a framework that Apple has created that allows for a lot of this stuff to happen sort of automatically for the developer and for the user. Yeah. So you add that system to your app. It's
as
easy.
if I knew how to do it.
You know, it's super easy.
Oh, so easy. Anyway.
But honestly, I've downloaded some of Apple's developer tools, and to go from knowing nothing to adding in some squares that you can press in AR and then publishing that as an app directly to your phone, that was not a difficult process for me to do.
They're smart. That's a way to get something like this started, is make it somewhat simple to get started anyway.
Yeah, if you're starting from the ground up where you're having to figure out all of the plane detection and all that kind of stuff, that gets difficult. So they lay that stuff out for you, and they can do that without having to make use of multiple cameras if that's not required. So, of course, it gets better, looks better, sounds better, feels better if you do have the multiple camera array. But certainly it's not a necessity, which is kind of nice.
Well, let's show you some of the things you can do today.
With AR?
With AR.
Today in AR.
It's easier. We have to explain, by the way, because of the way we shoot the show, and anybody would shoot a show, it's hard to do AR on camera because you have to move around. And unless you've got a camera strapped to your forehead, which I guess some people might, you're not going to really see it. Now, first off, we're going to give honorable mention to the programs that really kickstarted AR on the iOS platform. And of course, it all started in July 2016 with Pokémon Go, which was an AR game, and we've played it, so I'm not going to go through it again, where you could see Pokemon in the real world around you, throw Pokeballs, capture them, followed by Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
What's the full name of that?
Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Wizards Unite. Same exact game, just with a different surface on top of it. And then Minecraft Earth just came out from Microsoft, and we played that last week with Matthew when you weren't here, just to show that you can use it to also place an AR Minecraft object and build on it and so forth. So those games are, I think, pretty well known. We won't spend any time with that. You've got something, though, that looks pretty cool. What are you about to do?
Funny enough,
here?
Scooter just posted this in the chat. This is called Smash Tanks, and I had only just heard of it as I was doing research for this episode.
I like tank games.
This is a little board game, and it's available for 99 cents in the App Store. But right now, I launched the game, and even without, normally whenever you're using AR, you kind of have to move your screen around, or your cameras around
to look
so that
for
it
a
can
flat
scan
area.
the surface.
Yeah.
This did it almost immediately.
I like that. That makes it a lot easier.
So I'm going to go ahead and tap. This is so you can change the size of the board. I'm going to go ahead and tap check mark to create the game.
There it is.
Now I've got a tank that's on the table, and what I want to do is pull back and fire.
Look at that.
At the
Doing.
bum-ba-rum. And you can see it's actually the tank that's being used to.
So this is kind of a simple use of augmented reality.
Yes.
But and it's hard for us to, again, you're getting glare on the screen, so it's really hard for us to
can we switch to the AirPlay? I should be sharing my screen.
So we're going to show you what it looks like without his fingers on the, we're going to AirPlay it to the Apple TV. And so now you can see it without that glare on it. I don't know how this adds anything to the game, really, especially since you have to kind of hold your phone as you're playing the game. And
yeah, I think it's just kind of a fun thing,
It's fun.
Especially if you think, I think about the Utes, the young Utes who are like, wow, my kitchen table is suddenly and here's an example.
Do you know any Utes? Because I think it would be interesting to see how kids take to this.
So
do they like it?
My partner's young cousin, he's I think he's 5 or 6 years old.
Okay, yeah.
And you can see here now it's starting to get into the AR. I've got to look around this building in order to aim my.
So you do have to move around a little bit.
Yeah, and so normally you would stand up and get to move around, which I think is another fun thing about AR is that it really does kind of get you. Oh, look, I've got some sort of box, and it really does kind of get you. Oh, I can tap on it. Okay, moving about.
Right.
And oh wow, lots of missiles, homing missiles.
Oh, nice.
Boom! Didn't even have to smash tanks. You got the idea for smash tanks.
You know what it reminds me of? If you want to play this kind of game, is Angry Birds.
Do you have this? Hold on. Do you have this game?
No.
You
we
should
could play
download
against
it.
each other.
Looks like we could play together.
Okay, that's fine.
I've never
We don't
used
have to.
this.
I'll take that as written.
Fine. So this lets you play with other people, which I think would be a lot of fun. Then you're both moving around trying to get to the
you know what?
targets
This really,
and
though,
stuff
the
like that.
mechanics of it is almost identical to Angry Birds.
Angry Birds?
Which
that has an AR version?
There's an Isle of Pigs augmented reality. And it's definitely, I think it's kind of a fun way to, let me point it, that as we said, you have to have a place to, they don't want you to be looking down. They don't want you to be looking up. They want you to be looking.
I want to note about this. This is a really clever thing that they're doing. They're using the gyroscope, which is already being used as part of the ARKit experience, but they're using the gyroscope to help with placement.
Yeah.
And the idea is that you want to have the best possible experience so that people actually kind of understand, okay, this is why we're doing it in AR, and make it as least finicky as possible.
Shall we play a Picnic Point? I'm on level 3 now. Now, here's the thing. You can see that, but I can also see the rest of the studio, right? I can even see Mikah. Let me AirPlay this so that we can.
And I'll go.
You can see Mikah.
Stand.
No, you don't have to stay anywhere. Just stay where you are.
I was curious how it does occlusion. If it does any occlusion.
Oh, occlusion, huh? Oh, aren't we fancy? What is occlusion? Yeah. So I could shoot a bird at you if I want to. Let me get a bird in my slingshot. I'm gonna shoot it right between the eyes. No, you're far away. Much better to shoot it at the pigs.
So occlusion is the idea that, this is essentially a 3D layer that is placed on the screen.
Yeah.
And you should be able to have things in front of it and behind it if it's detecting the, where it puts that in depth.
Right.
And over time, ARKit has gotten better. I'm trying to slowly move my finger in about occlusion.
Where is your finger?
But only
there
some
it is.
apps. Only some apps have implemented it. And this is not one that has.
It's just on top of your finger. Yeah.
So regardless of what you have in the background, it's
just kind of a layer of its very, very own. I'm sorry. I'm a little focused on getting this tower. I hate these gosh darn pigs. Oh, man. I've been robbed. Let's see if I get that one little thing to go down.
Oh, Leo, there's an excellent question in the chat.
Yes.
They want to know, is that a Microsoft Surface tablet you're using?
Yes, I'm using a Microsoft Surface on iOS today. What do you think? I'm nuts? What do you think? I'm nuts? Anyway, I think this is worthwhile. And as with all the Angry Birds, it's free to play, but they want you to watch ads, or buy bird stuff. But I think this is a good example of a game that you could at least get in a sense of how that AR would be I think it's kind of fun to put it in your real environment, especially if you've got pets and stuff. But as you could see, the occlusion, I didn't even think to look. But I'm glad you brought that up.
Got to look for the occlusion.
Isn't it great?
Man.
So your dog would always be behind it.
Right.
He'd always be running behind it, never in it. Which
and
would be
some will actually not do that. Some
is all this games?
Is
it all games, Micah? Is there anything serious you could do, Micah?
We can get real serious here.
Okay, real serious.
Real serious. In fact, right now, let me go ahead and.
Are you gonna put some furniture in our nice studio?
I'm gonna put some. Leo, we call it Fernie these days.
Fernie.
I'm gonna put some Fernie in our studio. So
I don't understand the youngs.
There's a Manila hammered barrel coffee table. Which
that's kind of all right.
We all need in our lives.
And who is this? What happened?
This is Target. This is the Target.
Target. That's kind of appropriate because it's an AR. You're going to have an AR Target for that hammer barrel cafe.
Target goes ahead and tells you, the hammer barrel cafe coffee, table coffee, goes ahead and tells you all the things that you need to do.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now do it.
All right.
And then you have to find I don't think we really want it on our
or a table.
I don't think we really want it on our
so now if we can switch it to AirPlay, then you'll be able to.
Then he can show it. Oh, look. Is that it?
Move your device from side to side.
That's where we want it.
We're doing that. Yeah.
That's where we want it. We want it right there. Come on. Oh. See, I read.
See, it's starting to detect.
Is it slow to detect?
It's not working.
Yeah. Maybe that space isn't big enough.
I do think that it's having an issue with the lighting as well.
This is where I sort of feel like AR is gimmick-y. I'm
going to do it on this surface here.
Particularly useful.
We'll pretend that this is a floor. All right.
One of the companies that Apple announced.
There we go.
Oh, you can put it on
here.
You can put it on the table, a coffee table on the
coffee table on a table on the coffee table. Why did it? I just really want to show this.
When Apple first started talking about this, they mentioned that IKEA was going to do a version of this.
Yes. In fact, IKEA was one of the first companies to offer this functionality. I wonder if what I was doing wrong was the placement.
I think you were shopping at Target is what you were doing.
That is
wrong.
Also.
So let's go to
There we go. Oh. Come on, we almost had it. I think what I was doing wrong was holding the phone the wrong way.
Oh.
Does that make sense? I was putting the lens down. I was aiming the lens at the floor. And what needed to happen was to basically have it as you would hold it. Still
not working.
It's not working. All right.
Let's place some IKEA furniture in my
let's do that instead.
Studio. Tap to place. I kind of wish when we designed the studio, we did in fact go to furniture store and stuff. It would have been nice to be able to kind of lay it out. They don't give you a whole lot of choices here. How about this nice wing chair? Now I'm gonna. Let me AirPlay it so you can see the AirPlay thing here. I'm gonna move this to the living room. Oh, now it's gone dark. Okay, what happened?
Cool.
What happened? Good job. Discover more items in here. What the hell? I don't know what's going on. I want a Brat Holt.
Remember whenever we were talking about how games weren't the only thing?
This is not working. Look at that. It's because I AirPlayed it. You know what? It might not work with AirPlay. So we're just going to have to go back, turn off the AirPlay, stop mirroring, and maybe it'll work without it. Nope. Nope. Let me close IKEA. Okay, so early days still.
Shouldn't be.
On
it
the
was
augmented
one of the
reality
first apps.
furniture front. Okay, let's see if I can. You know what? I really wanted some Swedish meatballs. I wonder if I could place some Swedish meatballs around here. Okay, let's put a rocking horse where Mikah would normally sit. Okay, there we go. Let's put it right there. That's good. Oh, hey, it's big.
Oh, my
Holy
Lord.
moly, that's a big rocking horse. Now, does it do occlusion? Like, put your hand in front of it. Ooh, not very well.
It is trying.
It's very trying. Wow.
It's trying my patience.
So you'd want that because you'd want to be able to, and you can move it around, you can make it bigger and smaller and all that. You'd want to be able to put other furniture in there and have it look, I mean, the whole point is to make it look like your living room, right? So you can plan your living room and see what it would look like. Let's, here's that speaker system. Let's go back to it. That they were doing with the Sonos. Not that I'll ever buy another Sonos speaker again, but I've lost it. Oh, well. Here's the Kvik collection. I'm sorry, the Kivik. These are all too big. I don't have any room for a sectional on my table. I'm going to get playful.
Okay, playful.
Let's put a Trofast pine light white stained pine white storage combination right there. I need some storage on my table.
Whoa!
It is.
Can you pinch to make it smaller? Or does
No,
it make
because it's real size, right? It would
Oh.
give you the wrong impression if you pinch to make it smaller. I could put it over there, which makes it a little smaller. Anyway, you get the idea. We don't have to belabor the point. I think that it's a neat idea to say, well, give us your house. Or go, I think this would, by the way, would work a lot better if we were in
a home,
living
moving
room.
around, yeah.
But I like that idea of saying, well, let's put some furniture in here, move it around, see what your living room looks like. Problem is, if you already have furniture there, it's not.
Then it's kind of in the way.
You can see how poorly the occlusion worked. I don't know what the look is going to be if you have real furniture in there.
I was really trying to put a table lamp using the Target app.
You still can't.
The Target app is still refusing to work for me.
It will not work for you.
It says, "I am sorry,
you are a bad person.
but you are not getting what you want."
You are not right.
I give up on you, Target. No, just kidding. I love you.
Are you a Target guy?
I am a Target.
Do you like the red circles?
I'm all about the red circles. No, what I'm really
circles.
all about is the Helvetica logo that has lasted, the Helvetica word mark, excuse me, that has lasted for years and years.
So I do like the idea of seeing your furniture in the room before you buy it. But as you can see, it's somewhat limited. I honestly still think AR is pretty gimmicky all around. What else? You got something that's going to convince me otherwise?
No, but I do have something fun.
Okay.
It's called Giphy World.
Giphy World.
Or Giphy World.
Oh, it's from the Giphy folks.
It's from the folks at Giphy.
Okay.
And it brings you augmented reality
Animated
GIFs in
GIF.
3D.
GIF GIFs.
Okay, this is kind of fun already. Welcome to Giphy World. Show me around. Pfft, that's for noobs.
Okay. One more thing.
Requires your permission to
Boy, they
access the
really
camera.
want a lot of terms of service. That must be an Apple thing. Oh, look, you've got an animated garden.
I'm in let me share it here. I'm in an animated world, so that way I can look all the way around.
But you're not seeing, where's our world? Where's
So this is just in front of me.
Okay.
So
Oh, interesting.
I'm going to use you as, oops, it's recording. I don't want to do that. Let me go back. Okay, here we go. And then I'm going to put some stickers on you. Or some GIFs, rather. On you.
As children will, as they're wont to do.
Yes.
I have spent many.
Oh, wow. Look at that. And then I can start to look around.
You get me.
Dun, 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 dun. And see, that one's closer to you than the heart is. The heart's back here.
Oh, so it does have some occlusion.
Yes.
In a kind of
Let me see if I can put the brain
nonsensical.
over
put the
your,
brain in the brain.
How do I put it over your head? Let's see. Oh, it's only letting me make it. Whoa! There we go.
Now, every time Alex Lindsay joins us on MacBreak Weekly, he not every time, but he often shows us his photogrammetry that he does. Remember, he went to Encore Watt, and now he uses high-end computers to generate these. Oh, look at it. You can put a little bunny on my shoulder or somebody's shoulder.
I'll put it just up in the air. It's kind of moving around as it's.
So the idea is you would place all these, and then you make a video.
Film, and you can walk in front of them and
share
behind them, and stick your hand through them.
Oh, see, same thing with the occlusion problem. I'm behind it.
Yeah, which is okay, but
which
what
is
we
one
wanna
would
be able to
expect.
do is go in front of it.
You're also behind it.
Yeah, and I shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. In fact, if I reach out, I can't get in front of it.
Yeah, which is a bummer.
Well,
there are some apps that do that, though, and I wish I knew which ones were updated with the latest version of ARKit.
So Alex did he took pictures. I think he took them with his iPhone. The iPhone is actually good enough that you can do photogrammetry. You take a lot of pictures, then you bring it to a heavy-duty computer. In fact, he had iJustine use her brand new Mac Pro.
Oh, that's right.
To do this and to churn on it, and eventually it renders it, and you get a 3D model. Then you can put that in your iPhone or your iPad. He has a 3D model of Encore Watt, and he's shown us on MacBreak Weekly. It's pretty cool, but it takes some pretty heavy-duty lifting. Oh, now this is I like astronomy programs. This is an astronomy program.
This is an astronomy.
I can tell
program.
from the music.
Yes, the music sounds very astronomical. Let's see.
Stardate 2525.
I'm trying to find.
In the night sky, you'll find Camelopardus, the camel.
It looks like a zebra. I mean, a giraffe,
looks like
not
a
zebra.
giraffe.
Why did I say zebra? I feel foolish.
Now what are we getting?
Well, now you're starting to see.
Oh, all right. So you go out in your backyard at night, and you can point your iPad or iPhone around and get a sense of what's going on.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I'm just
Really?
kidding. San Diego. Now, I'm going to do... okay, we are sharing. If you can share my screen, because I've got to move this thing around a lot.
There you go. All right. So now he's looking. Oh, all right.
See, now
you are looking up at the horizon.
Yes, and so if you were to walk outside,
Hercules.
it would use your current location as well as its AR smarts to help you figure out if it was dark outside right now.
Ursa Major, the bear.
Well,
there's
I think
Pisces.
it just adjusted there. There's
Pisces.
Pisces.
It just figured out where you are. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you can see.
Oh, that's really neat. Perseus. Yeah. I like this. I think this would be a great one with the kids. You know, often kids are learning what the constellations are, and they're really quite beautiful images of the constellations superimposed on the stars' positions. And then they do that connect the dots thing that never looks to me like anything. But, see, it's the Archer. It's obvious. Can't you see that? Well, not really.
Where is my guy? Who
are you looking for?
I'm looking for Sagittarius.
Because you're a Sag.
Guy.
There he is, right there.
There's old boy.
Saggy boy.
Oh,
see, all that really
boy.
is, if you took away the drawing, is just a bunch of lines that don't look like nothing.
It does not look like
the ancients, the ancients had better imaginations.
They did, because they didn't have augmented reality.
Yeah, right. Or the Beverly Hillbillies. So they had to make up their own entertainment. Well, come and let me tell you a story about the constellations. High overhead, and they look like...
Oh, there. I did it wrong.
You were doing it wrong the whole time?
The whole time I was doing it wrong.
No, now what are you doing?
Well, I don't know.
That's not the constellation.
Yeah, see? It's in there. It's in the back. It's just hard to see because it's
well, it's not the night sky. It's the bright lights overhead.
Of the studio.
Thank you, Kevin King. He's turned off all the lights. It's still too bright in here.
Yeah.
I see. So you would see what you would see, and you would see the constellations behind them.
Yeah, so it would be quite literally overlaid on the stars. Adjust the areas of the sky in which stars appear by dragging up and down with 2 fingers. Sky blending.
It's funny because there have been apps like this for a long... Oh, you're blending it in and out. There have been apps like this for a long time, pre-augmented reality.
Cassiopeia.
But this now, and that makes it this makes it more augmented reality because you could see the real world with the stars superimposed.
Now this is much better.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, Andromeda.
I kind of liked it the other way.
Why is Andromeda got the... Do you know the story?
Of Andromeda?
Yeah, why is Andromeda in chains?
She's been bad.
Yes, you're so right. How did you know? You got it. You picked it out.
Yeah.
Is it Cepheus? Oh, there goes the iPad.
And
we broke the screen. No.
Oh, I like how it does the spinning thing.
There's Miss Minor.
There's the Ursa Minor.
Ernesto Minor.
Draco the snake.
Ooh. Draco the worm.
The worm. El Wormo Draco.
Yeah. Oh,
nice.
Look who you have right over your head.
I got a bear kicking me.
Canis Venat.
Canis? Canis.
Canis Venatiki.
That means the caffeinated dog.
Yes. How did you know? You took Latin too. I
forgot. Nice. This is fun.
Yeah. Anyway, now you get the look at. See, okay, that is a line. Aries. You are a line, and that's supposed to be a ram?
It's supposed to be a ram, but it's a line. Yeah, I don't see the horns. I don't see nothing. I just see
You're right. We don't have the imagination. Wait, let's see what's over in Kevin land.
When you look at clouds, do you see things in the
I
clouds?
do see things in the clouds. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If I tell you to picture an apple right now,
Yeah.
can you picture the apple in your head? Can you see a red apple, a green apple?
Yeah.
Some people have what's called, oh God, now I can't think of it. Mind blindness.
Yeah. The funny
My mom
thing is
one of them.
I can see the apple, but if I hide your face, I can't see your face.
Okay.
I know an apple. I think because an apple is abstract.
Oh, what you're saying is you can't
I can
picture
see an
my
abstract
face.
apple, but I can't see any specific apple any more than I can see your face or even my kid's face.
Really?
So yeah, there's a
So
word
you have
for
like
that.
partial.
Well, it's called Aphantasia or something like that.
My mom has no. She cannot
can't
picture
see any
things
objects.
in her head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was like, how do you draw then? How do you know what to draw?
Does she draw?
She's not an artist, but she can draw things. But
Well,
for me,
so
yeah, I can
I think
picture you in my head.
I can
see
picture an
Lisa.
abstract apple. In fact, I can see the apple emoji.
Yeah.
But I think if you said picture a specific apple, I don't know if I could do that. I certainly can't see people's faces.
If I started to describe a scene, you wouldn't be able to see
Yeah,
it.
I have probably what your mom has to some degree.
Interesting.
I can't see detailed stuff.
I think that's so
I see
fascinating.
a little floating. But you actually see an apple like you could bite it.
Yeah, and I could even take a bite out of it and sort of see a hand grab it and bite
can't
it.
do any of that. I'm auditory though. I can hear you bite it.
In your head,
hear
you
it?
can replay that sound. That's how I do accents.
Yeah, me too. So you do it all.
I
You're so much better than me.
don't know. I've probably got some sort
How
of
about
blindness.
smells? Can you
No.
smell things?
I can't smell things without smelling them. No,
Could you smell garlic right now?
I can maybe feel how garlic makes me feel.
That's how an apple is to me.
Okay. Cool.
We've had a meeting of minds.
Yes, we have.
Sorry to waste
I
your-
understand it.
waste your
That's
time.
not a waste of time. I'm curious.
I
all
do
of you
smell
out
an
there.
apple pie though. I don't know where that's coming
Tell
from.
us if you have that sort of blindness that I can't think of the name of. Anyway, the next app that I want to talk about is called ARia, which is clever. Capital A, capital R, lowercase IA.
That would be an operatic.
Thank you.
It's called
The Pixel Crush.
prosopagnosia.
Ooh.
That's face blindness. Now, I don't know what your mom's got.
Do you have full-on face blindness?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a cognitive disorder of face perception.
Let me see. You look up can't picture objects in mind, and there's a name for that, and that's what she has.
Okay.
Okay, you're not going to do it. That's fine.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I'm still looking at my brain rotating.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to do it. What is it?
Can't picture objects in mind.
Picture objects in mind. And you wonder why this show gets so long.
I'm sorry. Wait, have we only been going for 30 minutes?
Yeah, we started on time. Go ahead. Show me Aria. Is this a game?
Aria.
It's called Aphantasia.
No, that's it.
Aphantasia.
Yes.
It's a condition where one does not possess a functioning mind's eye.
That's, yes, the
and cannot
mind's eye.
voluntarily visualize imagery. I don't think I have aphantasia.
Yeah, because you can
sort
still
of
picture
see
things.
Well, I can. Yeah, but I can see emojis. I don't know. But pre-emojis, I don't know what I would see.
Wait.
Before there were emojis, I could see kind of like the platonic ideal of an apple.
So
I can't see that emoji because that's a face.
That donkey that you were with in the photo that you have.
Yeah.
Can you picture that donkey right now? So then it's not just
sort
emoji.
of. I mean, it's not. It's fuzzy.
Sorry, this is crashing.
He's
It's
playing
making me
Aria.
angry.
I think we should just give up on AR. I think AR sucks.
Right? I think this is what we're learning today. No, you're not sending me notifications. We talked about this. We talked about this, Aria.
The Pixel Crushers. Select your language. I like the music.
It does have good music.
Oh, look, so we really are going to put this game on your carpet. Wow.
No, we're not.
Oh, now what happened?
I think it's because it's a
you restarted the Pixel Crushers.
it crashed. It pixel crashed.
Again. Continue.
Let's try doing
So this is an adventure game in your living room.
yes.
Nice.
And
guess.
it's a little bit of a mystery.
Again, I think this is gimmicky because you have to hold the phone and it crashes, which makes it.
Why is this happening?
Because
I wonder if it's because of the AirPlay part because this. Yeah.
You were able to play it earlier.
Yeah, and watch it. Never mind. I was going to see if I can't remember if there's an app.
Yeah, it doesn't
preview.
like AirPlay, I think. You know, the IKEA program crashed with AirPlay too, so I think that maybe AirPlay and AR
are not getting along.
Just don't go together. Nice music anyway.
Yeah, I did have nice music. You know what? We've learned something today, folks.
I wish somebody's mentioning this in the there it is, the Pixel Crusher. They have other ones as well. Somebody mentioned in the chat room, I think this would be good, that there should be an AR app where you could point at a messy room and you could say, show me what it would look like cleaned up.
So you can
and
be
give you a goal
encouraged
in your mind. Yeah. Like Marie Kondo this.
That would be nice.
Right?
How do I access the chat in Google Sheets? I bet you can't on iOS because Google Sheets on iOS is trash. Sorry.
Calm down now, Micah. It's going to be okay. What are you trying to do?
No, that's share. I was going to give Kevin the direct link. Oh, but you can see the direct link in the chat.
He has the sheet.
Yeah, in the sheet.
He has the
sheet. Wait,
sheet.
but I don't have it in there, so he can't have it.
For ARIA?
Yeah. Sorry, that's the one I forgot to put in. ARIA. I was just curious if it had the video preview online.
You work so hard to do this show. It breaks my heart to see you fail like this.
Over and over again.
There it is. Oh, it's an escape room.
Yeah, it's a puzzle.
Oh, but it's an escape. Like you can't get out of your living room until you solve it.
True.
That's cool. I like escape rooms.
If you put down your phone, it will kill you. So yeah, you have to do the escape room.
We did. We as a group, we did an escape room in San Francisco where you had to disarm a nuclear. It was going to meltdown, and you had to disarm it or it would explode. And we got so close, and it blew up just like a half second before the door opened. Darn it. Which was unfortunate because it blew us all up.
Right.
The door opened and it went. So
on him, look how pale he is.
Yeah. Here's ARIA.
Did you get that reference? It's Hamlet.
No,
I was referring to you
very
as
impressive.
The ghost.
The ghost, the Hamlet's father.
Yeah.
Huh? That's impressive as hell.
Thank you.
You're well educated. So what is going on here? It's the first AR escape room. There's a butterfly.
See, they make it, and I just wanted to show it
doesn't
off.
Look like this, though.
It doesn't look exactly like this.
I mean, is it as fun as
but
this?
you get to walk around in your living room and open up drawers and try to find clues.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. So it can be fun if it works for you.
I get a headache when I look at this. I don't know why. I just feel like this is going to be... No.
I see. A sort of...
It's just going to give me a headache.
It's a conceptual headache.
Yeah. It's just going to... It's like you're going to reach for the key, but it's not really there, and you got to do this.
I see. Well, anyway, why don't we go talk about a thing that makes us all happy?
Oh, I know where you're going with this. You're talking about my mattress.
I'm talking about your mattress and mine.
Oh, your Casper?
Our mattresses.
We don't sleep on the same mattress.
No. That's
we do sleep on the same mattress, but in different places.
There you go.
Actually, do you have which do you have the new one, the hybrid?
No, I've got the old school Casper. Still to this day, an excellent mattress.
Awesome. Yeah, the original Casper mattress. That's the one that combines multiple supportive memory foams. So it's this amazing kind of thing where you get just the right amount of sink, but also the right amount of firmness. So it's perfect. And it's breathable, which helps you sleep cool, regulates your body temperature throughout the night. This is my new mattress, the hybrid. This has a kind of springs, believe it or not. Award-winning foam with durable yet gentle springs, which gives it a firmness on the edge that I like, because otherwise I tend to roll out of bed. I'm a little fat. They realized that a big part of the expensive mattresses was the middleman, the mattress store, where they mark it up by 100% in many cases. If you didn't have the mattress store, even Samantha, our kitty cat, loves our Casper. There she is. If you didn't have the middleman marking it up, mattresses could be very affordable. So Casper is an online retailer of premium mattresses, direct from the manufacturer for a fraction of the cost. They are beautifully designed, obsessively engineered, if I might say, to mimic human curves, give you supportive comfort for all kinds of bodies. If you're going to spend a third of your life on your mattress, you ought to have a good one, right?
A third of your life asleep.
Yeah.
That's
too much. I don't want to spend that much time, but I have to. So there you go. Might as well enjoy it. 20,000 reviews. An average of 4.8 stars. That's not just on the Casper site. That's on Amazon and Google, too. It's becoming the Internet's favorite mattress. Certainly, it's our favorite mattress. Now, they've added. So Mikah's got the original. We can get, you know what we should get you? You could try the Wave, which features a patent-pending premium support system that mirrors the natural shape of your body. It's a Wave, get it? The Essential has a streamlined design at a price that won't keep you up at night. So for when you're just starting out in life or for a dorm room, I got one for my son in the dorm room. He said, this mattress is disgusting. It's been here for many generations of freshmen.
Right.
I said, we're going to send you one.
And honestly, that Essential mattress is a very, very popular, very well-made mattress.
And the thing is, after 4 years, I said, just leave it there because it was very affordable too. And now he has a new Casper in his new place. Casper offers a wide array of other products, pillows and sheets, and of course that great Casper glow
I've got
lamp.
The sheets and the pillows. You've got that king pillow.
I'm all in on my Casper King pillow. I actually fight Lisa for it. If it's on her side of the bed, I say, can I have my pillow, please?
my pillow, please.
She says, okay. You can be sure of your purchase because Casper, you might say, well, I want to sleep on it at the store. No, you don't have to. The best way to do it is to have them just ship it to you and use their 100-night risk-free sleep on it trial. That's right, 100 nights. It's free shipping and painless returns anytime in that first 100 nights. If you say, well, no, they'll come and get it, return you every penny. It's easy. It's fast. You're just not going to do that because you're going to love your Casper mattress. Probably you're going to do what we did, which is send us more. We have them in the guest room. We give them to family members. It's kind of a thing. We're known as the Casper gifters. Painless returns in the U.S. and Canada. You could save $100 towards your select mattress right now. Go to Casper, CASPER.com/iOS today. Use the code iOS today at checkout. That way you'll get the $100 off select mattresses. Terms and conditions apply. Thank you, Casper, for a long-time support of our podcast. And thank you for supporting iOS today by going to Casper.com/iOS today and using iOS today at checkout. Get yourself $100 off. We do a lot of sleep stuff, don't we? You're all into. You did a sleep podcast for a long time.
I did, yeah.
How's your sleep these days? Do you miss the did the podcast help your sleep or make it worse?
I missed the podcast because I learned so much doing it. I certainly miss it. I did just do a sleep study, and I do not have sleep apnea, so I was happy to learn that. It was a concern that I had. I was waking up with headaches and
it's very good to check for that.
Feeling some kind of fatigue throughout the day. It can
for your health. It can kill you.
Oh my goodness, yeah. One of the things that I learned that I didn't know about sleep apnea, because I already knew that it'll cause literal anatomical changes to your heart and lungs over time. But what I didn't know is that in order to wake you up, your heart and your brain are working in concert to send signals to other parts of your body. And one of the things that it does is it sends adrenaline to the heart. Your brain sends adrenaline to the heart, which speeds up your heart. Right. And adrenaline to the heart every single night is not good.
No.
And then it also sends a diuretic to your kidneys to get you up to use the restroom, because your brain is smart enough to know if you're up using the restroom, at least you're breathing.
Go to the bathroom.
At least you're breathing.
At least you're breathing.
Yeah, which you're not doing when you're asleep. And so having a diuretic sent to your kidneys every single night is bad for your kidneys over time. So it's just horrible to your body over time. So yeah, if you have any concern, I think everybody should get tested for it at some point.
Did you learn anything from the sleep study?
No, unfortunately, other than
you're normal.
Other than I don't have sleep apnea, so the headaches and the fatigue have to be coming from something else. So it's just down the list trying to figure it out.
Modern medicine. Yes. I have to say, we used to have the sleep monitor, the little pads. We had this Serta Beauty Rest sleep monitor, and it broke like a month or two ago. And I've slept so much better
without having a
without
sleep
the
score.
Anxiety of seeing what my sleep score is every morning. I think there is something to be said for making yourself more anxious about your sleep by paying too much attention to it.
When I spoke to the folks at Better, they've actually developed a term for it. Not the folks at Better, but actual sleep research have developed a term.
Because Better is this, you use Better. Which
BEDDR. It's a Better sleep tuner. It goes on your forehead, and it can detect your O2 and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot about it, but essentially, there is a condition
called anxiety.
It's anxiety about your sleep that you end up sort of.
I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. I go to bed. If I wake up in the morning and I feel good, I'm done.
And you're good.
And my sleep score is perfect.
Yeah.
And if I feel tired, then I take a nap.
when you can find time.
I should do a sleep study, though, because now you're scaring me.
Well, and it's...
I'm worried now about sleep apnea.
These days, you get to go home with the test.
Oh, okay. You don't have to spend the night in the hospital.
Yeah, you put the little pulse oximeter on your finger, and it attaches to...
I don't sleep well while I have stuff on me.
Well, it's only one, though. It's only one thing.
It's gonna be like when you go to the doctor's office and they do your blood pressure and it's through the roof. Right. Yeah, because you're doing my blood pressure.
I will say it's much better than the going in, sleeping in a bed that's not yours, having all those wires attached to you. Yeah. And they make you sleep in a certain way.
I'm just gonna pretend I'm a caveman and just say I like how I sleep.
I sleep well. I roll rock in front of bedroom.
Right.
I'm fine.
Karnak sleep.
Karnak have Casper, but
Karnak bed
in front
comfy.
Of bedroom.
Go to bed now. So, do we have any news at all?
Lots of news.
Okay.
First of all, one of the things that's been an annoyance of mine for a long time, and many others.
I agree with you.
Thank you. Is that Instagram does not have an iPad app.
It's bizarre.
They don't have an iPad app. They constantly make improvements to the web app to try and...
Yeah, at least you can surf the web and look at Instagram.
Karnak surf web.
But why it says in this headline, the Instagram CEO explained.
Basically,
why?
It's what you would expect to hear. We don't have the resources to create an
BS.
iPad app.
Do you know how much Instagram sold for?
Right.
$22 billion. Do
you know who Instagram
No, actually,
owned
that's
by?
not true.
I
That
think
was
it was just
WhatsApp.
$1 billion.
It was just $1 billion.
But still, wait, I shouldn't even say just $1 billion. Listen to me.
I know. This is how our world has changed. $1 billion, no big deal anymore. There's billionaires everywhere.
I've got that under my mattress.
There's Bitcoin billionaires of all things.
You're a Bitcoin millionaire if you get access to it.
No, I'm not. I'm a Bitcoin 100,000-aire.
If you could.
But I can't.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I don't like to remind you of that. I mean,
it's okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so we'd like to build an iPad app, this is a quote, but we only have so many people and lots to do, and it hasn't bubbled up as the next best thing to do
That's
yet.
a lie. That's not why they haven't built an iPad app.
Why have they not built an iPad app?
I don't know, but that's not
That's
why.
not the reason. I think it's because I think that we're in at least me, I'm in an echo chamber of folks who really want an Instagram iPad app, but it's probably not as wanted by the greater majority of people.
I can make up theories.
What's your first one?
For instance, they would prefer you use Instagram on a phone because of the location tracking. They don't want you to use it on an iPad. Most iPads don't have GPS unless you have an iPad with LTE. They want to know where you are every moment of the day. That's the big... Instagram's, how much does that cost? Free! Oh! So the way they make money is, of course, there's ads, but they've also, I think the location tracking for Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp is a big deal, knowing exactly where you are. And they can't do that effectively on an iPad. So I think that they don't monetize it as well. Be one theory. No, iPads don't have GPS unless you bought the LTE. I see you looking through the specs.
I just wanted to make sure. Because I didn't want you to get emails. I believe you.
I'm always right.
Well, all right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So do you have LTE in your iPad?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. But most people do not
those
spend the extra $129 for the LTE.
Interesting.
They'll use their phone as a hotspot, or mostly they use it at home. And that's the other thing. I think Instagram really wants you to use it on the road, right? They don't want pictures of your cat
tagging
every day.
Your location at your restaurant and stuff like that. The restaurants you eat at.
My wife's phone. What do you see on the front of my phone? A picture of me and my wife. What do you see on the front of her phone?
Is it a cat?
A cat.
Ugh.
And then when she unlocks it, there's another cat.
Well, mine's got waves.
Yeah, waves is nice.
And then black.
Wow, you're
soul.
really, yeah.
I think that there's no better screen to have behind your apps.
What about the one I use on my iPad? I like this one.
That's not so bad, but still.
I like and I do that on my iPhone as
here.
well because I like.
I do this for iOS today.
That's too cray-cray.
But I don't.
There's too much going on there. Mm-hmm. It looks like you're in a foamy universe of that. That's what it looks like in your dishwasher.
That's true.
Mine is just. It's probably blood
you use
cells.
the same one on both.
Yeah.
But why red?
I don't know. Don't you like red?
Red, no.
Is that too hot for you? They have other colors.
It's not that it's hot.
They
it's
even have a
that it's
multicolor one.
Aggressive.
But, well, I'm an aggressive fella. But see, what I like about this is you can see everything, like it doesn't get in the way.
Right.
Black is too black, like your soul.
What? It doesn't get in the way, though.
No, I know. In fact, it's probably better on an OLED screen like your iPhone screen to have black because it's not lighting up any pixels, so it doesn't use any juice. Mm-hmm. So you're right, as usual.
No, we were both right today. I learned something about iPads, and you maybe will have a black wallpaper. Probably not.
No, it's too dark for me.
Too boring.
I like something. And the other thing I like about the red dots is they move. There's a slight.
Oh.
They go in and out, and they dim and they dark.
Oh, yeah, what's called dynamic wallpaper.
It's dynamic. And there aren't that many choices, frankly, for dynamic wallpaper. Maybe if I could have I had a blowhole for a while. That was pretty nice.
Which kind? The whale one or the natural feature?
The natural feature. I had it from Hawaii, from Kauai. I had the Kauai blowhole. And that was nice because you would just be watching the ocean every once in a while. I go,
Van Dam State Park in more northern California.
Have you visited the blowhole?
Yeah.
Have you visited the blowhole?
Have you and your family visited the blowhole? Okay, let's talk about the next thing, which this is something that you included in Leo's links, as I like to call them. Apple is updating its guidance because of the coronavirus.
That was today's story. And Mark Gurman in Bloomberg so this is Apple's press release, but Mark Gurman in Bloomberg had the further story that Apple probably will still announce a new iPhone SE2. We don't know what it's going to be called. It almost certainly won't be the SE2 in March. We had heard that they would, but we also presume that that's what they're making like crazy in the factories that are shut down right now because of coronavirus in China. In fact, we'd heard one of the Foxconn factories shifted from making iPhones to making face masks.
Wow.
That's how serious they were about this. And, of course, a lot of factory workers aren't even coming in. They've been sent home. The factories have been closed.
I just saw something pop up about India no longer exporting safety masks. So I think that they're holding on to them. They stopped the export of face masks.
Do you think people are overreacting to this, or is there something we don't know? Because at this point, it doesn't sound that scary. But is the zombie apocalypse just around the corner? I mean, are we all going to be going around in face masks?
Okay, so here's the problem: is that, at least for me, there's a part of me that would love to give over to
fear and hysteria,
this sort of doomsday prepper. I don't know why that thought I was talking.
We all kind of want to do that because it's different, it's change, it's exciting.
Yeah, but
our adrenaline.
And my the Vulcan side of me, which is probably 3/4, is to.
We want safety, security, stasis.
Yes, and also I don't know. I'm not going to get all bent out of shape over something that so far
we don't know
I've been
yet.
Told. But yeah, it is.
But I do have I have dug a new basement and it's filled with canned goods.
I thought you were going to say candy. Well, you really are off of the back on the carbs,
candy,
aren't you?
Actually, that's a good idea. Wait, throw out the canned goods, honey. Let's get some candy.
I dug a new basement and I filled it with candy.
Which candy would you have if you had a basement full of candy?
See, I'm an old man. I have weird candy. Root beer barrels.
That is what?
Necco
Do you
wafers.
like sarsaparilla?
I do like sarsaparilla.
Whorehound drops. Is that what you like?
Winto green mints.
Green mints. Well, that's good. You can sit in the dark and set off
peppermints.
Sparks. Yeah. Not pepper. Peppo.
Oh, no, I don't like those.
Oh, you like
I just
pepper?
like normal Starlight peppermints.
That's what I want. Warheads.
Ugh.
Lots of warheads.
Oh, I get it. To save yourself. Lots of nuclear warheads.
I like your thought. I was going to fill it with canned goods. Now I'm filling it with candy. I really like where you're going with this.
See, this is why I can't be a doomsday prepper. Because I would do it wrong.
Took a second basement and filled it with candy. Just in case.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Sometimes you want sugary treats if the world is ending.
You know, they may become the new bartering tool. I'll give you 2 Winto green mints for your chocolate truffle.
Can I be honest with you? There's only one kind of candy. Chocolate. Period. Anything else is not candy.
What is it?
Flavored sugar. Chocolate. And I'm talking about 70, 80, 90% cacao.
Yes. Dark.
You like the dark? Me too.
I love dark chocolate.
Me too.
What's happening? So you dug a second sub-basement.
That's the chocolate basement.
I've got my chocolate basement.
basement.
I got my root beer barrel basement. And then there's one basement. It's really not a basement. It's just a room. It's got some canned goods in it. Yeah.
I mean, if you were going to fill it with something better chocolate than peppermints.
Right. Yes. Fair.
Okay.
You can at least...
Chocolate has some...
It's got some caffeine in it, too.
Resveratrol.
Very small amount of caffeine.
Antioxidants.
Yeah, it's got some antioxidants.
Yeah, it's good for
It's got some...
chocolate and red wine. That's what's in
chemicals.
our basement. Actually, that's true.
Is there chocolate in it?
Yeah.
I figured there'd be wine, but I didn't know there was chocolate. All right.
Come to think of it.
Whenever I climb through... No, never mind.
Sometimes the truth sneaks through.
I was going to make a parasite joke, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to spoil.
I don't have anybody... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no spoils. Yeah. Chocolate.
What'd you think of Parasite? Did you like
We
it?
talked about it.
Okay.
Twice. Once on the show and then once in a vehicle.
Let's not talk about it anymore. Once in a vehicle.
Okay, let's move on.
By the way, and zombies don't eat chocolate, so you're safe there, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Apocalypse Chocolate. It would be a good show title. But Lisa won't let us. So, moving on. HQ Trivia. You remember that?
Oh.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Oh, I don't have any water.
You know, I knew it was almost over when Scott Rogowski fled.
A long time ago.
Yeah. That was like, not going well. And then their CEO ousted... There were two founders, Russ Yusupov and another guy, Chernin, I think his name was. Chernin ousted Yusupov, forced him out, and then died. And then Yusupov came back, and then they had a drunken finale.
Wait, hold on. I didn't know there was death involved. Wow. Interesting. So now HQ Trivia has also died. It is no longer with us. And did you ever play it?
Oh, lots.
Yeah.
Did you?
No.
Oh, lots.
But everyone around me, I remember there being sort of a time at work even where it's like, okay, everybody gets to take their little break and do their HQ Trivia break.
Yeah, because they played it at specific times.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was noon and 6. And in the East Coast and West Coast, and then they had big pots. I mean, the pots got to hundreds of thousands of dollars. The problem is, as the pots got bigger, it's just like the lottery. More people played, and so the amount of money you would win diminished to pennies. And it was hard. I never won. I'm good at trivia. I never won. First 6 questions, easy peasy, and then incredibly ridiculous questions as you got harder.
And you had no time really to do searches or anything.
Oh, no. Well, that's good. I mean, you don't want
absolutely.
cheating.
Yeah.
And Scott was fun. He made it fun. He was a funny guy. But he left, and he's doing something else right now, another show. And then the new guy, I didn't really cotton to him that much. And plus, I never won. And so I think everybody just kind of drifted away.
Yeah.
They tried to sell it. And I think back, do you remember a program called Draw Something?
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that the rage? Everybody was
Yes.
Pictionary basically on the iPhone. Everybody was doing it. The company that created OMG Pop was smart. Right at the peak, they found a buyer. Zynga spent $100 million plus for Draw Something, and then OMG Pop popped literally like 3 months later. There's nothing left. Complete write-off. Zynga later failed. That's what I think HQ was hoping for, right?
But they held on too long.
Maybe they had a buyer at the last minute, dropped out, and I think that just the whole thing collapsed. So, too bad.
Goodbye, HQ Trivia.
And apparently you can see there's pictures from their final show last week, which apparently is kind of wild.
That's a big old bottle.
I didn't participate. Nobody did.
I didn't even know what was going on. I haven't heard about HQ Trivia in ages.
That's the problem. You can't. It's you can have one hit, but you got to keep coming up with the hits, or you just wear out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Scooter X says he won over $150 playing HQ. Did you actually get it? Did you get checks?
My mom got some money too.
I think anybody who won in the last few weeks probably isn't going to see any money out of it. But they did more stuff. HQ Words, HQ Tunes, HQ Sports.
That's annoying.
But none of it. This is the problem. It's a very fad-driven business, and none of it.
Just like Pokemon Go.
No, but that's a fad with legs. The short little legs.
I was going to say, what kind of legs? Pika! Moving on. Tell me about this. iOS is adware.
So I bookmarked this as well. This guy's a programmer. And he says people like you and me, Mikah, don't know this because we sign up for all the Apple services. We have Apple Music, we have iCloud backup. But if you don't sign up for those, and he says you run a test this, install iOS 13, create a new iCloud account, and don't sign up for any paid Apple services, you're bombarded constantly with incentives to sign up. He says you can't really use Apple Music without constantly being bombarded with subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And I think this is a really good point. His other point is Apple, in their own rules for other people's apps, prohibits the kind of notification behavior that Apple's apps use. They wouldn't be allowed on the App Store if it were anybody else. Of course, it's Apple's App Store. They can do whatever they want. He makes a good point. But the problem is none of us know about it.
Because we're all
in on Apple services. And you can see really this is Apple's modus because they've even said, our future is services. We're not going to talk about how many phones we sell from now on. We're going to talk about how much money per user we make.
Right.
That should tell you something. That's all the incentive. In their quarterly reports, all the incentive is how much money per user, how much money per user. So they're going to constantly bombard you with messages that say spend more money with Apple. He says, it's lock-in. You're in a walled garden, and if you don't play, you're going to be bombarded until you do.
Wow.
And I think he makes an excellent point.
Actually, that's totally fair. Seeing my family and friends' phones, seeing them interact on their devices and have those things pop up over and over again.
So they don't buy the services.
I see many of them have given in. So that's interesting.
Right.
It ends up.
That's why we don't really talk about it. We don't know.
Yeah.
Because I pay for 200 gigabytes of iCloud, and I pay for Apple Music. I don't even want Apple Music. I have all the other ones, but I pay for it. And the problem is, if you have music on your phone, unless you know better, which actually I could tell you how to do this, but normally you'd use Apple's Music app to play your music, so you're going to get those ads. I use another player called Vox, which is a paid player. I think it's $5. And they even sell a service of their own. But the nice thing about Vox is there are third-party players that can play your music on your phone or your iPad. This is my favorite.
Sort of stored in files.
Yeah. So I guess as more and more people move to streaming music, you're going to use Spotify or Apple Music or some other program to play your music. And so
this is a really fair criticism.
Yeah.
Because like you said, even if you do go all in on those services, you are still playing into it because this is where all of your apps and services exist. So the next time Apple comes out with a service, then you do get those notifications, or you do get, that makes me feel a little sketchy.
Well, welcome to late stage capitalism.
Welcome to all of us being the frog in the pot.
As we broadcast from our LastPass studios. We don't bombard you with messages, do we? Yeah, we do. This is how you pay for stuff nowadays.
So Ming-Chi Kuo.
Yes, our favorite analyst from Asia. What does he say?
He says, you know what? I've seen a lot more UWB chips, that's ultra-wideband chips, being produced. There's a production ramp up. And so we think that we could see Apple's UWB
everywhere
AirTags in 2020, in the third quarter of 2020.
Oh, the AirTags were their Tile or Tracker clone.
Yes.
In fact, the Tile CEO testified in front of Congress. She was mad because Apple was doing their own thing.
Except there's really Bluetooth.
It wasn't really that credible, but it would be if Apple were making a physical device, which apparently they're.
Yeah, so Apple is allegedly is the better word here.
The neat thing about it, go ahead.
Working on a little device that will work with the ultra-wideband chip in your phone. That's the neat thing about it,
which means if you lose your keys and you've got the AirTag on your keys, you can use your phone to aim. It's like a beep, 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 like a radio. I mean, that's awesome.
We can actually show it.
Well, we do it with AirDrop.
Yeah, I wonder if I can. Yeah, if you let me try. Do you want to try?
If there were 10 people in front of us, I've done this at conferences.
Yeah.
We did it at CES. If there are 10 people in front of you, all running iPhones with AirDrop turned on, you'll see all their faces. But if you aim your phone at the person you want to send it to, they'll.
If they have a new phone that's got an ultra-wideband chip in it.
And that's ultra-wideband. It gives you the ability to aim. And it will be very useful for tags. I think Tile's mostly worried that that's a capability only Apple, no third party can support.
Because no other party can make use of the UWB chip as it stands.
Because Apple says you can't.
Right.
Not because they can't, because Apple doesn't
Right.
give you an API.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see if Apple does, like they have with the other chips inside of the device. NFC has now been made available to more folks.
Thank you, Apple. Partly that's because they were required to do that in Europe, but nevertheless, thank you, Apple, for doing it.
Let's hope that if there's any chip that I want people to have access to, developers have access to, it's the UWB chip.
There's lots of possibilities.
So many possibilities. I still think about walking out of an airport and I've got my Uber driver out there.
There's a great example. Point to the car.
Because it finds my car.
You go somewhere where there are a lot of Ubers, it's hard to figure out which one's yours, right?
Yeah. And that's going to be a good thing for safety, too, because you get in the wrong Uber and bad things can happen.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So Apple, get on that.
They will. My feeling is they will. And I think the analogy here is iBeacon. Remember, they had a beacon. They still have a beaconing system in all Apple devices, and they wanted merchants to use that. So they made that a kind of more open standard.
That's true.
I suspect UWB will also be. It'll make the iPhone more valuable. So it's in their interest to do that. And their excuse for not making NFC more open at first was security, which is not unreasonable. Not unreasonable. They were using it for Apple Pay, and they wanted to keep it Apple Pay only. So I think Apple. One thing you can be sure of with any company, Apple especially, is they're going to do what makes them the most money, right? Partly that's making us happy, but partly it's also making products that people will buy and other people will use, and there'll be a brisk ecosystem around it. And I think that they want an ecosystem around UWB. That's good for Apple and their bottom line.
Agreed. Let's go ahead and move on to feedback. Starts with Gabriel on Twitter, who tweeted at me and said, hey, a few episodes ago on iOS Today, you recommended the Streaks habit tracking app. A great app, it's really well designed. Do you know if it's possible to create a habit with a once in 2 weeks frequency reminder? For example, write a blog post every 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to do that every week.
So Gabriel, I ran the test this morning, and it is possible.
Good.
I'm going to hit this little button in the middle here to add a task. We'll call it Write a blog post. We'll hit the little arrow key, and then you choose the frequency, so task days, and you say every 14 days.
Look at that. But now it only goes up to 15, it looks like.
Yeah, which is a little, I guess.
Be nice if you could have, but you could do every month. They have every month.
Every month.
I guess that makes sense.
So then every 14 days,
Either
I want to be able to write a blog
or every
post.
month.
And you can say how many times on that day do you want to write a blog post, which of course you just want it to
Just once, please.
So then boom, write a blog post. And then, well, of course I checked it, but what I wanted to show is that you can see that it shows
when it's going to be.
Calendar of when that's going to be and when the next one will be. So yeah, you can, if you haven't got that app yet, and you were kind of waiting to see if that was a possibility, it is a possibility.
Streaks is an app that created to give you habits.
Yes. And what's great,
if you do something regularly enough, after a while, it becomes a habit. You don't need streaks anymore.
True. And on the iPad, of course, this is not possible because iPad doesn't, for some reason, have the health app. But on your iPhone, it will actually connect with the health app. And so if you have different health-based reminders, like drinking 8 cups of water or walking 5,000 steps, it will, if you give it access, allow you to automatically show that, yes, I've walked 5,000 steps, or yes, I've exercised today, because all of that information is being ported into the health app from your other apps or devices like your Apple Watch. And so it can intelligently check off those boxes as you go along, which I think
there's
is really
a Mac
great.
OS version of Streaks now too.
Yeah, that just launched.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Now Garrett from Louisiana, with a new update to iOS asking to share location never, only this time while using the app, or always, which for folks who don't know, there is a new location prompt. We've talked a lot about it on iOS today because it's great. It basically says, hey, this app has been tracking your location. Do you want it to continue to track your location? And exactly how do you want it to do that? Garrett says, I realize always gives the app permission to run in the background to track my location, which is fine for apps that provide location-aware services like weather, tracking, etc. However, when giving apps other permission levels, do they only have access to my location at that time, or are they then given access to my entire location?
Oh, that's
history?
an interesting question.
Right.
So would they retroactively get that location history?
Would they get the access to the location data that's existed far back? And the current mechanism provides for from that point forward.
Only.
Yes, because
so they get no history.
Correct, because Apple does allow for sort of a banking of that data that it uses to serve up certain locations that you go to a lot. You can turn that off if you don't like it, but there's no sort of honeypot of data. Honeypot's the wrong word because that's a specific thing, but there's no sort of pot of location data that's existent that then other apps can go dig into. It's using that.
So it's only from now on. Okay, that's good to know. That's actually a great question. I hadn't thought about that.
Yes. And then Summer from somewhere, Indiana. And by the way, they just found the podcast, so they won't get that joke. But Summer, we do thank you for sending in your feedback here. I just found your podcast this morning, and I already love it.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Summer.
I've been looking for a way to get more out of my tech devices, and your show is exactly what I was looking for. I don't know if you take topic requests. We do. But I would love if you could do an episode or even a small segment on parental controls.
Ooh.
And how to get the most out of your tech as a family, as opposed to just trying to maximize a singular experience.
We should do that when your mom's here.
That would be great.
Because you want to control her.
Yeah, I see it. So I don't currently have a family account. Do you? You share stuff? Good. So Summer, what I was going to say was we do take topic suggestions, and I would love if we did this next week.
I'd love to. Good.
There you go.
Using your iOS device in a family way. In a family way.
And luckily for me, my partner's young cousin is part of that family experience where he's got to ask questions and stuff. So I'll be able to get some experience that way versus Serenity Caldwell's method, which was to create a fake child that she still cannot get off of her iOS account. This fake child she created still exists in the system.
I have a large family. I filled it up because it's my grown kids, our kid at home, Lisa. It ends up, you use up all those, what is it, 5 or 6?
Slots, I think it's 5. Yeah.
Use them all up.
Maybe 6, but it gives you a lot of
it's great.
Shared stuff,
I think family really was a solution to a problem we talked a lot about in years past, which is that people would share iCloud accounts. Bad idea. Very bad idea. You get their texts, you get their photos. Much better to have a family account. Then you can share apps, share music, share books without sharing.
My little brother
details.
Gave his old phone at one point to my grandmother while she was in transition to a new device that she was waiting for.
I see what's coming here.
Well, there were photos that were sent that were for him and not for
grandma.
her.
I always say, actually, it's funny that you should say that because my motto, which I tell people, is don't put anything on the internet or your devices that you wouldn't want your grandma to see.
That's good advice. I should go clear out my... No, I'm just kidding.
It's hard not to, I understand, but it's probably for the best.
For the best. Yeah, I agree. So let's move on to our next segment, which
It's time for hats.
It's time to cap our heads.
Why, Micah? Why are we wearing bunny ears today?
Well, I found one set of bunny ears, and then I found another, and that's why we're wearing bunny ears. Oh,
we should save these for Easter, really, but pretend it's Easter now. We're getting in the mood for Easter.
I've got an egg for you. It's a chocolate egg. You can put it in your sub-basement.
I can't see it. See, I have that problem because I can't see it.
Picture an egg.
I can't picture it.
A chocolate egg.
Why are we wearing ears?
We are wearing ears because we are honoring our app caps. Those are our app picks of the week. The apps we've been using that we enjoy, that we want to share with all of you.
Clearly, the word caps has a broad meaning. In this case, app ears.
Anything you can put on your head.
Yeah. Fair enough. So what's your app cap this week?
Well, my app cap is a little app that's available for $2.99 in the App Store called Pocket City.
Oh, I love this kind of game. Is it a game?
I knew you were going to be into it.
No, I love this. I played SimCity and all of that stuff. This is a new one. I don't know this one.
So Pocket City is a little resource management city that you create.
I love resource management. This looks a lot like SimCity, actually.
I need to find my city. Oh, wait. No, it's on my iPhone. I'm going to show you my city because it's
I'd like to see what you're doing. This is $2.99.
$2.99.
Are there in-app purchases? No, it doesn't. It looks like there aren't, which is... See, I'm so happy to pay $3 and have no microtransactions. That by itself sells this to me.
Right?
Because often the way these work is, we won't charge you except if you want to do anything fun.
So my city, Chihuahua, I'm currently at the...
Oh, your city is big.
Look at my bustling city.
Oh. Now, is it like a Tamagotchi where you have to kind of maintain it? You can't walk away? No.
You can walk away, thank God, and come back to it. So right now you can see that my value, my 200, I'm maxed out at the money I can earn because my bank needs to be updated. But I can't upgrade my bank until I get to a higher level.
Yeah. So it's resource management.
So I've got some stuff I need to work
things
on
before you can get to the other things.
But what I like to do is when I have that much money and I know I'm going to be making money soon, I talk to good old Larry. Howdy, City Slicker.
Hey, Larry.
This here's a great property. Are y'all ready to buy this plot of land for $165,000? Yes, Larry, I am.
The only problem is on the iPad, it's sideways.
Oh.
I wish they wouldn't do that.
I just had it on mine not running sideways.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe sometimes games start sideways.
And then you can
By the way, I just bought it, as you can tell.
Yes, because it's fun. I love, we've talked about this. And you eventually get access to dynamite so you can blast these mountains and stones out of your way.
Yeah, who needs nature?
Look, I've built bridges. You've got to build power centers every once in a while. You get to even see the stats of like how people are enjoying your town. What's the health of the town? Ooh, I need to add another hospital. Recreation, fire safety, traffic congestion. You can even start to add new tax policies. So I can increase sales tax, increase income tax, and property tax. For example, I have a very high property tax, but I do keep my sales tax low. And then it shows you sort of what your supply and demand ratings are. Once you reach level 28, you can start to add policies to your town.
Nice.
So that's kind of fun. You've got laws because you're the mayor, essentially. And then you can even go and see sort of the traffic congestion, where it's the worst and what you can do to improve it. So there are different overlays. I can see the different zone types. So there's commercial properties. There's
industrial,
residential and industrial. Thank you. You can see how your water towers are serving the city, where they are and where they aren't. You can see the power zones. So right now my power plant load is at 84%. So it'd be good to add another power plant to the thing. The environment. Oh golly. I just got there was a fire, but it's been put out. So crime starts to get added to your city. So you have to have police officers to go take care of crime. And then every once in a while, you'll get random occurrences of natural disasters. Luckily, I have this ancient obelisk, which protects me against tornadoes.
Very nice to have.
Specifically, obelisk. I don't know why I said obelisk.
But it's made of stone.
Because, yes.
And you studied Latin.
This is true. And then you can even zoom in to kind of see what different people are saying about your city to get more information. And there are some certain goals and things that you have to get, including one which says try to find a person in your town that's doing yoga. So sometimes you got to zoom in to try to find the people doing yoga and stuff like that.
Do you think those people really know your like they're in your world and like they're really living a life and they're wondering, are we in a simulation or is this the real world? Do you think any of that?
It's simulations all the way down, Leo.
See, I think that would be kind of funny if like you actually had real people in there.
That's horrifying. That's not funny at all.
You're responsible for them.
Oh God. There's a cat.
But the guy who's running this world that we live in, same thing. He's playing on his phone.
Oh no.
I know. You can tell, can't you?
He's playing on his God phone.
He's playing. You could tell. He's not like sometimes he's not paying attention. He builds an obelisk and walks away.
Folks,
I mean,
Leo doesn't really believe this, I hope. But you can.
No,
never
you know
be
who
sure.
does though? Elon Musk.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
What are you going to believe? A guy who's the richest man in the world, or a guy wearing bunny ears?
I'm all in on the bunny ears guy because he's probably got chocolate in his basement.
I'm going to show you.
What's your app?
We talk a lot about email. People are always asking, how do I do email securely? How can I encrypt my email? How can I keep people from reading my email? And honestly, I even just did an Ask the Tech Guy on this. The honest answer is you can't. Email is never was designed to be completely private. And the hoops we can go through to make your email private make it very complicated and hard. Mm-hmm. So what I generally tell people is don't think email. If you want to securely and privately have messaging with people you know, there's a better way. It's called Signal. And I have to say, Signal has gotten better and better and better. In fact, it's now, they just got a big investment from, ironically, the Facebook guy who created WhatsApp. And he didn't like what Facebook was doing after they acquired WhatsApp. Brian Acton is his name. And he has donated tens of millions of dollars to Moxie Marlinspike, which was a small team that created Signal, to make something that competes with WhatsApp, which I think is hysterical.
That's amazing.
Moxie is a brilliant cryptographer, and he has made Signal open source. That's really important. You know, we just learned that the CIA and BND, the German intelligence agency, had for 40 or 50 years run a company called Crypto AG that was selling cryptography products to other nation states. They didn't know that it was basically a backdoor for the CIA, a front for the CIA and the BND. And so for years, people were using these crypto products thinking they were private, and they weren't.
Oh, good.
There's only one way to know your crypto product really does what it says, and it doesn't have a backdoor for the CIA or the BND, and that's to use open source software. Software that you can compile yourself, that you can look at, that you can experts can look at and say whether it's secure and safe. That's Signal. Edward Snowden says use Signal. That's good enough for me, famous paranoid Edward Snowden. But also, I've talked to a lot of experts, people like Matthew Green, the crypto expert at Johns Hopkins, who say Signal's done right, Signal's safe. In fact, the Signal protocol, Open Whisper protocol, is part of WhatsApp. But there's still no guarantee that Facebook doesn't somehow intercede there. So I would say instead of using WhatsApp, use Signal. It's absolutely free, and they've added a lot of new features to it. I should I should just show you if I create. Let me create a
Allegedly,
message.
I sent you a message, but
way back when?
No, just now.
Well, look at that. You could do cats. I'm going to add. So here's some things. They've added some new features. For instance, there's now a sticker feature, which I think is fantastic. The stickers it comes with, there's cats and dogs. That's it. But if anybody ever sends you a message with a sticker in it, you can then download the whole set. So there's this and the reason is even these stickers are secure.
Gotcha.
You don't want the CIA to know that you just sent the sleeping doggy sticker, right? So even the sticker sets are completely secure. I love this idea. I just said Ron Richards is a sleeping doggy. He's probably going to wonder why. Jeff Jarvis. So there are some things you should know about with Signal. First of all, Signal has to be, and I don't like this, but this is the case, and there's reasons why they do it, tied to a phone number. So you usually set up Signal on your phone, and then you can pair up to 5 devices, including desktop computers and your iPad, to your phone number. So even though my iPad doesn't have a phone number, I can use Signal with my phone number. You don't have to use your real name and real picture. You might want to, only so that people, I just got a sticker from my friend Mikah Sargent. He just sent me a kitty cat and a doggy.
There we go.
Because he wants to be equal.
Yes.
You can also do now phone calling, video calling. All of the features of a real messaging system are coming to Signal. I wish I could use this instead of Apple's messages. I can't.
Because not everybody uses it?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, because Apple requires you to use iMessage. On Android, I can use it as my default for text messaging.
Oh, default. Okay, gotcha.
And messaging. Now, understand, if you're using text messaging, that will not be secure. You have to use the data messaging to have encrypted point-to-point, end-to-end encrypted messages. Signal can't see those messages. No one can see them except your recipient and you. You can do groups that are also secure and encrypted. So there's a lot of really nice features in Signal. And now that Signal is, I think, more and more of a capable messenger, I think it's something people should start taking a look at. You're right. You nailed the real problem, which is it's not a messaging system you can use securely with any other messaging system. So your friends and family also have to use Signal. But I have to say, it's going to be, I think, now that it has a lot of parity, you can send animated GIFs.
That's what I was going to say. The parity is what's really important.
Now that it has all the, not all, but most of the features that people are looking for, and it's fully secure, I think there's a hope that Signal might start to become a dominant system, thanks to the money Brian Acton is pouring into it. Signal went from 5 people to dozens of people. They've got lots more new programming and a lot more features. One of the things Signal will do is when you first install it, you can say no. It will look at your contact list and add the people who are on Signal that are in your contact list to your Signal list. It does that without sending the contact list to Signal.
That's nice.
So read up on it. Signal is very thoughtful. They're really trying to do everything the right way, and I think they've done that. Yeah, you can send the things that you want to send now using Signal. So animated GIFs are here with Giphy. So and you do it securely, which is amazing. So, I mean, I shouldn't say that. It's possible that Giphy knows what GIF you're sending. So don't send. Yeah, if you send that GIF, everybody knows you're going to send the astronaut doing the oatmeal dance. What is it called?
The floss.
Thank you. I like oatmeal better.
I like oatmeal better too.
It should be called the oatmeal. Anyway, the astronaut doing the floss is pretty good.
Send files as well.
Yeah, it's very fully capable, and you can do encrypted phone calls, encrypted video and audio phone calls as well. So Signal has, I think, very close to feature parity. See, you sent me your location.
There's another thing, but we can't show it on the screen. If you tap on my profile and then I tap on yours, we can't show this on the screen though, so we'll talk about it. There's a thing called View Safety Number.
Right.
And so if I can look at Leo's screen and even scan his QR code to verify that his contact is the one that I'm actually talking to, and then from there he's marked as verified from that, and we know that the conversation is taking place.
There's some very important reasons for that. For instance, and WhatsApp doesn't do this properly. If I rekey, if I get a new phone and I get a rekey, you'll get a message that I've been rekeyed. And you'll want to verify that it really was me, that it's not somebody impersonating me. You might call me and say, hey, let's exchange our new keys so that we make sure that it really is Leo that you're talking to. That's super important. And it's the kind of thing a lot of other, quote, encrypted messaging systems handle wrong. I wish we could all get along and use the same messaging system. We don't right now. But if you do want to send secure encrypted messages, Apple messages, Apple can see them. WhatsApp, if you back it up to iCloud, Apple can see them. And I think Facebook probably can see them as well. Telegram, a lot of people like Telegram. It uses its own roll your own crypto. It's not as secure. Signal is open source, strong encryption. Many crypto experts have weighed in on it. Moxie Marlinspike is highly respected. And now that they have Acton's money, I think we're going to see a very useful tool. I think more and more people should use it. So I wanted to make that my app, Cap.
I love it.
Just so you're all aware of it. Signal. It's available on iOS, Android, Mac, and Windows. You want to tie it to your phone number. That's, my only... You can make a fake phone number. You can create a Google... You can still be anonymous with it, with a Google Voice number or a Twilio number or something. But honestly, I really think there's a lot of value in Signal messaging, and I'm a big fan of it. So it's got a place on my front page. That's how serious I am.
I'm also surprised how many of my friends use it. And doing the contact thing. There are quite a few people who are not necessarily techie people who are among the Signal users.
Well, that's the nice thing. You have to be pretty technical to use GPG or PGP on your email. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of coordination. It has a lot of flaws. You don't have to be to use Signal, and it works better. So that's why I tell people, don't try to make email secure. Use Signal instead.
Cool.
Thank you, everybody. We've had fun on our Easter Bunny episode of iOS Today.
Hop. If you have feedback or topic suggestions or questions that you want answered, you send those to iostoday@twit.tv.
Yes. We also do this show live every Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific. That's noon Eastern. That's 1700 UTC. If you want to join us, just watch the stream at twit.tv/live. There's audio and video there. Or you can even be in studio if you email tickets at twit.tv. We'd love to have you. You can get on-demand versions of the show at the website, twit.tv. In this case, twit.tv/iOS. And we always want to tell everybody, please subscribe. We love it if you subscribe. That way, you'll get the show the minute it's available, and you don't even have to think about it. It's just there for your delectation. And again, audio and video available of the show. Thank you, Michael Sargent.
Thank you, Leo Laporte.
Thank you all for being here. We'll see you next time on iOS Today.
Hop, hop, hop.